Viewers, the India-England Test Series is set to kick off on the 20th of June as the two nations lock horns for the Tendulkar-Anderson Trophy. But what if we tell you that you can watch the players face off much before that? Ahead of the tournament, Times Now spoke exclusively with Team India cricketer KL Rahul and England's Ben Stokes. Here's what they said in this exclusive interview.
Cricket and challenges go hand in hand, and that's exactly where Red Bull comes in. Joining us today is Indian cricket superstar KL Rahul and the captain of the England Test team Ben Stokes as we discuss the ultimate cricket showdown by Red Bull and also the very exciting and much awaited India versus England series in June 2025. Firstly, thank you so much to the both of you for being here on Times Now with us. KL, I'd like to begin with you. You've been a part of Red Bull for so many years now. Can you describe the experience of being part of such unconventional challenges?
I think I've been with them for over 10 years, and you know they're one of my first brands that I associated with, and I'm very happy that our relationship has gone on for so long, and it's been a very helpful relationship for me, at least, because they've really helped me grow into a better athlete and provided me with all the things that I need to get better in my sport. And and being with them for so long, I've gotten accustomed to them coming up with really whacked out ideas and trying to challenge us all the time.
Ben, for you?
Yeah, very similar. I think my personality and KL's personality goes pretty hand in hand with Red Bull. And yeah, like every time I come out and do you know, shoots like this in particular, it's always a lot of fun, very out there in terms of the stuff that you do, but yeah, they really know how to put on a big show, and I wasn't too sure what we were walking into today, but yeah, they never let it down.
And KL, you know, it's said Red Bull gives you wings. Are you banking on it for the Test series versus England in June? You've had some fond memories there, Lord's 2021 century as well. So what do you think are going to be the challenges when the Indian team travels to England?
The wings are going to be on both sides. He's going to have wings too. So yes, England is a place that we really enjoy going to, and really look forward to that series. It will be challenging, and we haven't the last couple of test series, the results haven't gone our way, so there'll be a little extra in us to go there and try and win that series and compete with them.
And when you've also been a part of some very exciting test matches whenever it's India versus England, so how do you approach when you're playing against a side like India?
Yeah, you know, all the series we have against India, they're always long series, you know, whether it be 4 or 5 matches. So you go through a lot of emotions, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and you know, you've got to stay focused on, you know, the job at hand. You know, because it's over such a long period, you know, you can have a good game, you can have a good session, you can have a good day, but then you turn up the next day and it could be completely different. And that's always the case in most series, but in particular against India, because you know, India are a team who, you know, we know that they bounce back, not just, you know, by game, but also day by day, which the test match obviously offers. And we're a team who think we're very good at doing the same. So I think that's why in England in particular that the series are always very, very watchable.
KL, you spoke about the whacked out ideas that Red Bull comes up with. As cricketers, of course, fitness is paramount. Do you think it helps you with that as well? Yeah,
I think it's also how they select their athletes. They're really big on fitness, and so this just gives you an opportunity to do something different and challenge yourself physically and with your skill as well. Today was more skill. I thought it'll be physical, but yeah, it was more about for me it was more getting over my fear of being on top of a truck at times, and here being up on top of a mountain trying to hit a ball into a target, which is really difficult, which we haven't done. We were both speaking about that. We always try to beat certain things. When you have targets in front of you, you try and beat them. But here we were trying to hit the target, which is very different and very difficult initially. But yeah, we found a way, and that's why these things are fun, because you think that it'll be hard, or you come in with a certain mindset and it's completely different. But then the athlete in you, the adrenaline kicks in, and then you're thinking of how can we get it done. So it's just good fun for us to do something different.
Ben, what's been your favorite part of this content project with Red Bull?
Well, so far it's definitely been the last challenge that we did. You know, we had a few different challenges to get through, and then there was a lot of hype and anticipation towards the final boss. They were calling me and KL, I had no idea what it was. And then when this huge drone came up from behind the big ship containers with this target attached to it with a mirror on it.
That was challenging.
Well, it was more just like how is that being done, or how has that even been thought of? KL made a mess of it. So.
KL, I want to go back to the Test series versus England. In your opinion, what do you think are going to be the biggest challenges for Indian batsmen? Is it transitioning from the subcontinent pitches to the English conditions? There's so much talk about baseball as well. So do you think that is going to be difficult, or what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for Indian batters?
Yeah, we all know that going into series like England, or whenever we travel overseas, that the conditions are going to be very different. Luckily for me personally, I've been there a few times before this. I've played about 2 or 3 series in England, and I sort of know what to expect. But I mean, that was again in the past, so we might be up against completely different challenges. It's a completely different team, different bowlers, different conditions. So you just have to go there and try and adapt as quickly as you can. I think that's something that will be key for us as an Indian team traveling abroad, is how quickly can we adapt. And like Ben also touched upon the points of how can you turn up every day and try and want to be better and forget what happened the previous day, and how can we keep a hold of our emotions. I think that'll be really important.
Ben, I want to ask you about the Indian pace attack that is of course led by Jasprit Bumrah, and I think KL will agree with me that he's one of the best bowlers in the world at this moment. So do you think that changes the England's mindset toward the Indian pace attack?
Yeah, good bowling tap.
Huh?
Good bowling tap.
But is there anything that you would want to elaborate on that, on the Indian pace attack?
No, they're good.
Okay, KL, I want to come back to Red Bull and talk to you about these challenges and being here in Ambi Valley. I mean, your partnership with them, how long has that been, and what do you think about it?
Yeah, over a decade, and they saw me in one of the Red Bull cricket tournaments that they hold for university players, and as one of the college kids that played really well in the tournament. And ever since then, there's a sponsorship chat that we had. But like I said, they've really helped me grow into a better cricketer, a better athlete. They've sent me to different parts of the world where I can really see what's happening with my body. I had a time in my career where I was going through a lot of injuries, so I really had to find out what was going wrong and what was it that I was doing wrong in terms of my training, food, nutrition, recovery, all of that. So they've that's where I looked to Red Bull, and they're a call away from me, and then they've sent me to the best facilities in the world and gotten me to meet the best trainers, best physios, and yeah, just helped me get better as a athlete, and that has helped me perform well for my country.
And Ben, for you, the partnership with Red Bull, tell us a little about that.
Yeah, again, a little bit coincidence to be honest. I was playing in a game, and I was bowling and got a wicket, and then the camera just happened to be on me. I think I was bowling a long spell, and I asked for a kind of, I actually went like that, Red Bull, and then when the 12th man gave it to me, I just cracked it open and necked this kind of Red Bull live on TV. So stemmed from there. Yeah, but look, I've been with Red Bull now for a very, very long time, and one thing for me is that if there's ever anything that I ask for or need some help with, it's never like, well, I'm not sure about that. there's always a leader with us, and then 9.9 times out of 10 it happens. And you know, not just for me as well. I think the amount of support that, or help that they've also given to the team as well. You know, like experiences for them away, especially when on tour. You know, they've hosted us at F1s. You know, all these kinds of amazing experiences that Red Bull are able to offer. You know, it's not just for myself. They're shared experiences with your team, and to be able to share those moments with your teams when you're on tour. You know, it's a pretty special thing, and that's the other side of the brand as well. You know, it's the amount of opportunities that you've got to experience such cool things that you might not be able to. You know, if you didn't have an association with a brand like me and KL, luckily do.
Last two questions, KL, to you. The India-England series, of course, you know, is much talked about, but India has come close to winning the series many a times. But what do you think is the missing piece? What do you think, in your opinion, is really stopping India from winning that series in England?
I don't think there's anything stopping us, but like you mentioned, it hasn't happened yet. We've come really close in the last couple of times that we've toured England. Like I mentioned, it's just how quickly can we adapt to those conditions, and they will, obviously, England playing at home, they will throw different challenges at us, and they're a really good side. So how can we one up them, and how can we do that over a long series? Sometimes, like Ben mentioned earlier, it's a 5 test match series or a 4 test match series. You can start well, and then, you know, towards the end not hang on to that momentum that you've got early in the series. So every game is different, every day is different, every day is challenging. So how can we be there and win as many days and as many sessions as we can? That'll be the key, and we've come close, but we haven't been able to do it. But the learnings will obviously help us, and once we get to England, we'll have a chat about that as a team and try and see what we can do better.
Ben, final question. What do you think of the competitiveness of a series like India versus England, when the stadiums will be packed, there'll be intense energy? I think fans will be half and half, because Indian fans are famous for filling stadiums in whichever part of the world the Indian cricketers must be playing in. So what do you think about the competitiveness of an India-England series?
Yeah, it's great. You get some fans who support England, but then when it's India v England, they all of a sudden support India. So yeah, no, it's an amazing atmosphere to be a part of. You know, the crowds are, you know, we're very lucky in England. We get great support. You know, we have people come through the gates, regardless of who we play against. But yeah, when it's India, it's you know, it's just a little bit different. There's a bit more of a buzz, there's a bit more atmosphere. You know, these guys are superstars from India, so when, you know, any Indian supporters who live in England get the opportunity to see their heroes or their favourite cricketers walk out to the field, you can see why it just sort of notches up again, notches up another level compared to other series. So, you know, England v India is one of the great series to be a part of.
Thank you so much to the both of you for being here, taking out time and speaking to us on Times Now, and wish you all the very best for the India versus England series.
Thank you so much.